Horses are kind of what got me into artwork, because I couldn't ride horses easily because it was so expensive. So I would take out every horse drawing book, every horse book I could in the library. And I have doodles from when I was probably 4 or 5 years old. These are all, they're pastel, so it's kind of like a chalk basically. So you're painting with chalks, and I love that because I am not a patient painter. I like to just go at it and not have to wait for paint to dry, and so pastels are my favorite. I have tried the scenery before, and I struggle. I think what I love are the eyes in animals. That's what draws me in, is like this owl has super bold eyes. The horses, I just love being able to show how alive they are. I also love looking at like rodeos and kind of some of the Western artwork too, so I'm trying to expand. I know I live in the wrong region for rodeos for the most part, but I was fortunate to go to Montana last year and get some really cool photos for artwork, so I've taken full advantage of traveling for sure. I like to study kind of animals and movement, so I take photos of like a mountain lion, and I'll draw the mountain lion in 6 different ways, and then I'll do a bison and I'll draw that in 6 different ways. So just kind of understanding how they move. I actually studied originally biology, so animals and science in particular, and then history, so I teach history now, and then this has just been like a side project for decades at this point. Second time I've done like a solo exhibition where it's all my work around. I did one in Saratoga Springs, New York this winter, which was a lot of fun. And it's the first time I've done the demo with the art show too. Yeah, so I'm part of the Monson Art Committee here, so I help with like volunteering with shows and things like that too. But they're trying to like expand the program to have a featured artist every couple months or so. So I volunteered that. I don't mind doing demos. If it goes great, that's fabulous. And if not, it is what it is. Yeah, so I've been working on kind of expanding into the wildlife part. I've also been starting a series on like endangered wildlife species too. That's another of my like passion projects. So I've been doing like elephants and rhinos and African wild dogs. And just kind of like highlighting some unique animals and using like a lot of color. I love color, I love the fun textures. I want to kind of expand and do some fundraising for wildlife. So my other passion in addition to art is kind of animals and wildlife. So fundraisers for like endangered species or animal rescues, and kind of expanding, combining my love of art and my love of animals. I have done some commissions. It mostly is horses and dogs. So like domestic animals for the most part. So those have been fun. I did a lot of work in colored pencil for a long time. So very like photorealistic, super detailed work.
Nice.
So I don't enjoy it as much as kind of the more abstracted textured pieces. So I'm kind of changing the direction with some of the artwork, but I have done commissions in the past, but a lot of dogs. I do a lot of racehorse sketches. So this is from Saratoga, New York. This is kind of just coloring in a photo that I took out at a big horse event in Springfield every year. I've been doing some rhinos as well, as kind of like experimenting with that endangered wildlife. African wild dogs are another of my favorites.
Hyena.
Yeah, some of the wild dogs out there, so they're beautiful. Very endangered too, so I've kind of put in a list. Zebras, of course.
There you go. I haven't seen one zebra yet, so that's nice.
So yeah, just kind of a lot of doodling, experimenting to see what colors we'd want for a final painting, and just kind of doodling around and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. One of my favorite artists that kind of inspired me to do a lot of this work, her name is Dawn Emerson, and she's out of Oregon State, so western part of the country, and she does amazing animals and horses and just incredible movement and color. And then one of my new favorite artists is Mark Adlington out of the UK, and he does like whole books on just studying lions or polar bears and amazing animal wildlife artwork too.